Hello everyone! I recently crocheted this new pink daisy pillow, so in this video today we're going to make one of the granny squares from the pillow. If you want to make the entire pillow pattern, I have the free pattern for it on my blog, so I'll go ahead and include the link to that in the description down below, but you also could use these squares for like all sorts of different patterns. I am going to be using sport weight yarn today, and then a 3.5 crochet hook. If you want to know all the details about the yarn and the colors, I'll include all of that down below in the blog post. Alright, so we're going to begin with the pink, and we'll start with the magic circle. And then we're going to chain 3, and this is going to count as our first double crochet stitch throughout the whole pattern. And then we're going to work 11 double crochet stitches into the magic circle. And in this video today, I'm going to be using US crochet terms. If you prefer UK terms, this stitch would be referred to as a treble stitch. I'll put down in the description below a way to like convert between the two if you need help with that. Alright, now we should have 12 stitches total in this first round, so I'm just going to check real quick. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 91 more. And then I'm going to pull on the tail of the magic circle to close it. And then we can slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. Alright, so that's going to be round 1. I'm going to go ahead and fasten off now. And we're going to switch over to the cream. Alright, so for round 2, we're going to join the cream into just any of the stitches from the previous round. Then I'm going to chain 1. This is going to count as the first slip stitch for this round. We're going to use a lot of slip stitches during this round because that's going to help create all of the shapes of the petals. So then into that same stitch where I've chained 1, I'm going to work a double crochet stitch. And then the next stitch, we're going to work 2 double crochet stitches. And then that's going to be the first petal of the flower. So then I'll show you again. So for the next one, it's going to be a slip stitch. And then into that same stitch, we work a double crochet stitch. And then to the next stitch, we'll work 2 double crochet stitches. So that's going to be the pattern for the petals in this round. It's always a slip stitch and a double crochet stitch in the same stitch, and then 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. So you can go ahead and continue that around. We'll end up having 6 petals, and then I'll meet you at the end of the round. Alright, so I've just finished that 6th petal at the end of round 2 here. So I'm just going to insert my hook into that chain 1 from the beginning of the round and work a slip stitch. And then we finish round 2. So now for round 3, we're going to go ahead and make the petals a little bit taller. So I'm going to start with the chain 1 again, and that will count as our first slip stitch. And then in the next stitch, I'm going to work 2 double crochet stitches. And the next stitch, we're going to do 2 trebles. And then our next one's going to be a double crochet. And then a slip stitch into that same stitch. So that's one of the petals. I'll go ahead and I'll do it again for the second petal. So we're going to start with a slip stitch, 2 double crochets, two trebles, and then we'll do a double crochet with a slip stitch into that last stitch. So that's going to be the pattern for each petal in this round. It's always slip stitch, 2 double crochets, 2 trebles, and then a double crochet with a slip stitch in the last stitch. So you can go ahead and continue that for these last 4 petals here, and then once again I'll meet you at the end of the round. Alright, so I'm at the end of round 3 here. So once again I'm just going to slip stitch into that first chain 1. And then we can go ahead and fasten off the cream now. So then for round 4, we're going to be working with the pink again. And what you want to do is you want to look for one of the stitches that has a double crochet stitch with a slip stitch in it. And then insert your hook into the slip stitch. So it will come right before another slip stitch. And then we'll pull that pink yarn through. So I'm going to start by chaining 3. And once again, that's going to count as our first double crochet stitch for this round. And next I'm going to work a treble in the next stitch. Then a double crochet. Then a half double crochet. And then a single. So far, after that chain 3, we've done a treble, then a double, then a half, then a single. Then we're going to do 2 single crochets into the next stitch. And then we're going to do a half double crochet. And then a double crochet stitch. So you can see that's kind of like the section of like one of the petals. So we're going to kind of repeat that again. So we start with the treble stitch. Then next it'll be a double crochet. Then a half double crochet. A single. Then that next stitch we'll do 2 single crochet. Then a half double crochet. And then a double. So that's the pattern for this round. With the repeats, always think like you're starting with the treble stitch, so it's always treble, double, half double, single, then 2 singles into the same stitch, half, and then a double. So you can go ahead and continue this on to the rest of the round. This round is one where you might want to try to open up the ribbon pattern on the blog to help you follow along with it, because there are a lot of stitches. So go ahead and continue that on, and then I'll meet you at the end of the round again. Alright, so we're now at the end of round 4. And you probably realize when you're repeating at the end of the round, you work 2 single crochet stitches in the same stitch, a half double crochet, and then that chain 3 from the beginning of the round is going to function as that last double crochet stitch. So we'll go ahead and just slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. And then now we're moving on to round 5, and this is going to be the last round of the square. We're going to start with the chain 2, and that's going to count as the first half double crochet stitch. And then we'll work 2 double crochet stitches. And then we're going to crochet next. This is going to be one of like the corners of the square. So we're going to work a treble, chain 2, and then we'll work another treble into that same stitch. So that's going to be part of the first side of the square. Now we're going to work the next side. So we'll work 2 double crochet stitches, and then 2 half double crochet, and 3 single crochet, and then 2 half double crochet, and then 2 double crochet. So that's going to create one of the sides of the square. Let's go ahead and let's do another one. So we'll start again with the corner. So that's going to be a treble, chain 2, and then treble into that same stitch. And then we'll do 2 double crochet, two half double crochet, three single, and then 2 half double crochet, and 2 double crochet. So that's how you crochet one of the sides of the square. So it's always going to be, you begin with that corner. So it's a treble, chain 2 treble, then it's 2 double crochet stitches, 2 half double crochet, 3 single, 2 half double crochet, and 2 double. So we have 2 full sides. We'll go ahead and go along with one more side, and then afterwards we'll do the last one together because we already have part of that side from the beginning of the round. Alright, so we just need to finish off round 5, that last side of the square. So once again, I'm going to start with the corner. So we'll do a treble, chain 2, and then another treble into that same stitch. Then we're going to work 2 double crochet, 2 half double crochet, and 3 single, and then we're just going to do 1 more half double crochet, and then we'll slip stitch into the top of the chain 2 from the beginning of the round. Then we can just fasten off the pink yarn. And then if you have a tapestry needle, you can go ahead and just weave in all the ends from the square. So that's the full pattern for the granny square. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget, if you want to go ahead and finish off the pillow, I'll include that link to the blog post down in the description below.